What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today we are going to be doing another tier list, and this tier list today is going to be of the top shooting guards in all of NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now I want to start off by saying the shooting guard position in general is very weak because guys like Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy Butler, they're not on this shooting guard list. I'm just gonna go out and say both of them would be at S tier. If they were on this list, they'd both be at S tier. But where does that leave us with? Who is gonna be at S tier with this only shooting guard list? It's gonna be tough, but that's what we're here to find out. Before I dive any further into this video today, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are now on the road to 90,000 subscribers. I mean, we're starting with Adrian Dantley, and when we started with Adrian Dantley, we're starting it with a card who is absolutely terrible. I don't even know how to spell his name. What was I even typing in? I don't know. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan. And I mean, is this card terrible? I mean, what do you want me to say? He's pretty bad. He has bad stats, bad badges, jump shot 18. This card's bad. He's F tier. And I mean, he might get moved up to D tier maybe because of his height, but he is not very good. Bingo Smith, on the other hand, is not bad. I mean, for the shooting guards, which is a weak list in general, Bingo Smith is not bad. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan, same as Adrian Dantley, but he can play a little defense, shoot the ball a little bit, and just in general be a lot better than a guy like Adrian Dantley. Bingo Smith's a card you look at with jump shot 98 and you think, well, I mean, he's going to be solid. And that's the best way I'd describe Bingo Smith, a solid shooting guard in the game. If you did redeem him, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you did at the diamond tier, he is probably the guy I'd recommend. He's a solid enough shooting guard. Chris Duarte is a card that DBG has hyped up so much to the point of it's like, I mean, what are we even talking about here? 6'6", can play the two, is what you like, 18 golds, 9 on silver. Is this card better than Adrian Dantley? Yes, he's better than Adrian Dantley. Is he a good card in the game? I don't think so. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Is he a good card in 2K? No. Is he better than Adrian Dantley? Yes. That's as simple as you can put it. I think D tier is the right spot for him. He might possibly get moved up to C tier. A card I've not actually used yet is CJ McCollum, but I mean, look at this card and tell me he's not solid. Remember, he can play the point guard. At the shooting guard, he's not as high, but let's take him at the point guard position. 6'3", 6'6" wingspan, 5 Hall of Famers, 36 on gold, 6 on silver, hot spots from everywhere, 93 3 ball, can dunk the ball, 89 speed ball, 86 ball, 89 speed, 88 lateral quickness, great shooting badges. Defensively, you can badge him up. I'm not going to sit here and gas CJ McCollum, but I'm excited to get him because I think he can be a top point guard, a top 10 or so point guard in the game. And because of that, I'm going to put him in A tier. I think CJ McCollum is fantastic with everything he gives you. We'll find out when I get him on my account. I'm getting closer and closer to him. But I do think CJ McCollum is solid. Is he as good as Gary or Penny? No. But at the point guard position, shooting guard primary, he's pretty solid. Another solid option is Cliff Hagan. Cliff Hagan is our first Ascension reward that I'm like, dang, this guy can hoop a little bit. Is he the top shooting guard in the game? No. But he can hoop. Great shooting badges, really good defensively. Playmaker-wise is going to give you enough. The thing I like most about Cliff Hagan, I think, is the fact that you don't really have to apply badges for him to be really good. He's going to be really good as his base card. Obviously, if you give him Hot Zone Hunter, Limitless, he's going to be even better. Stat-wise, very solid. Interior-wise, solid enough. Maybe can get you some fake stops. Jump shot 17 is pretty solid. Fundamental dribble style is solid as well. He's just a solid card. I mean, that's how I describe Cliff Hagan. Solid overall 2-guard in the game. Not S tier, but he's a solid card. Another very, very viable option for S tier, probably definitely the best player at A tier if I leave him there, is Clyde the Glide. I mean, I think Clyde is a card that doesn't get enough credit. And when I say he doesn't get enough credit, it's not that, you know, people are sleeping on him. It's just like, there's just so many good shooting guards in the game. Is he Klay Thompson? No. Is he T-Mac? No, he's not quite as good. But Clyde's solid. Nobody really uses this card that much. But I think he's on the verge of being an S tier point or S tier shooting guard. Great speed, good lateral quickness, interior is a little low, blocks a little low. No really great defensive badges, which hurts him as well. All of his, you know, badges are really Hall of Famers, are in the finishing kind of category as well, which I personally don't love. Clyde's okay. Very good release on next gen. I think I'm going to go A tier with the card. Collin Sexton. I mean, here's the deal. Here's the deal with Collin Sexton, guys. Here's your choice. Here's your choice. I'm going to make it really simple for you guys. Who are you taking as a token reward, right? This is as simple as it can get. I know Collin Sexton can play point guard, but who are you guys taking? I'm taking Bingo Smith every day of the week, and I don't even think it is close. It's not even something I got to think about. Collin Sexton is 6'1". Do I even need to say much more? I get it. He's got, Hall of Fame quick first step. If he was 6'3", maybe I'd be a little higher on the card, but he is 6'1". He might move up. Nah, he's not. C tier is perfect for Collin Sexton. I'm sorry, but if you're 6'1", I can't put you any higher. Now, right now, if this is when Dan was available, he would be S tier. He would 100% be S tier if Dan was available right now. The problem is he's not available right now. So what is he going to be like in 3 or 4 weeks? 4 weeks from now, who knows? Hotspots from everywhere outside the three-point line. 9 out of favors, 32 on gold, 7 on silver, 1 on bronze. It's come with a good 3-ball, good driving dunk, 89 2-ball, good ball handle, 89 speed, 96 lateral quickness. The thing I love most about Dan is his Hall of Fame defensive badges. Here's what I'm going to say, though. What does Dan give you over this Jimmy Butler card? That's where I'm going to leave you guys, right? Right now, Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, is better than Dan. And that hurts Dan quite a bit. One thing I will say about Dan is he does have fundamental dribble style, which Jimmy doesn't have. Jump shot 7, we'll see what that's like. Jimmy's release is better. Dan's got a better dribble style. Jimmy's a little taller. Dan's got a better wingspan. You can maybe go back and forth. My thing is Jimmy is out today. Jimmy's out today, and nobody really knows if he's even a top 2 shooting guard in the game. It's hard for me to sit here and say that Dan's the top, shooting guard right now in my team. I think we'll see if he stays at S tier. Right now, he would be an S tier shooting guard, no doubt, because I said Jimmy would be S tier. In 3 or 4 weeks, just know he's not S tier. D'Angelo Russell, like, I've used the card. He is, I'm going to put him at C tier because he is 6'5". But this card, if you pick him up, you just really got to be on the kind of thing of you just want to have fun. No quick first step, no defensive badges. Offensively, he's fine. He's just not very good at my team. He is 6'5", though, which puts him in C tier. You got to play him at the 1, and he's just not very good. Danny Green. I played against my first Danny Green, I think, in my team today. And, I mean, he really didn't do much. 93 ball, 82 speed, I wish was a little bit higher. 94 lateral quickness is nice. He's a 3-and-D cone. He's a B tier player, but he's a 3-and-D cone at that. I don't even know what else to say about Danny Green. That's all I can really say. I said to start this video that the shooting guard tier list was not very good. And I meant that. Like, Daryl Griffith is another guy, like, he's okay, but we gotta remember, he came out a long time ago. He's gonna be a fine 3-and-D option, but he's just pretty mid. He's 6'4". I can't even put him that high. I'm sorry. If he could play point guard, maybe that's what D'Lo and Collin Sexton give you the ability to do. Daryl Griffith's not very good in the game. David Thompson is worthless. Will we ever see a worse triple threat offline reward than this card? I mean, he is absolutely terrible. I don't care what his stats say. He's 6'4". His release is not good. Power dribble style. I feel bad for people who got David Thompson and think he's okay, because that card stinks. DeMar DeRozan's a card I want to talk about for probably a minute, because here's the thing. The base DeMar DeRozan card's not very good. Like, this base card's not very good. But then all of a sudden, you pair him with Alex Caruso, which I do want to kind of preface this by saying Alex Caruso is a very solid option. He's a very viable point guard. You pair him with Alex Caruso, now you're looking at a guy that can hoop a little bit. You're getting the 73 3-ball, a little better badges in general. I think he can hoop with Alex Caruso. I still am not super high on him, but I am high enough to put him in C tier. I don't think he's, without the duo, better than Bingo or Danny Green, but I think C tier is a right spot for DeMar DeRozan. DeShawn Stevenson, kind of one of the newer cards on this list in general, came out just this month. 6'5", 6'10" wingspan, pretty solid 3-and-D option. I don't want to compare him to Danny Green, but that's who I'm comparing him to. I mean, if you compare him to Danny Green side by side, stat-wise, are you even going to be able to tell the difference? I mean, Danny Green is a little better defensively. The block rating really stands out, as well as the interior. Deshawn's a little bit faster. 3-ball is pretty similar. Deshawn's a little better in the post. These cards are pretty similar. I do think Danny Green has a slight advantage over DeShawn Stevenson in general, but I don't think it's anything crazy. I think these two do belong at the same tier. I'm going to put DeShawn Stevenson at B tier. Lowest at B tier, but I do think he does scrape into B tier. Desmond Bane, a moments card that we got, is a card that I thought could have been really good. 2K did him so dirty with this defense, though. They literally did him the dirtiest they could have done him with the defense they gave him. I feel like Desmond Bane has a potential, I guess he's only 6'5", but he has potential maybe the next couple of months to get a good card with some defense. This card's just not it. He's not terrible though. C tier is the right spot for him. He's just not that next level good. Now we do have the 2 Devin Bookers, and these Devin Bookers are different. Like, they definitely are different, and that's what I'm going to talk about for a while here. I'm going to go A and then B tier for the other one. Neither Devin Booker is bad, but when you compare the Devin Bookers, his first Devin Booker is the one that is an A tier. 6'6", 6'6" wingspan, 92 3 ball, quite a bit better defensively as well. I mean, you can give him defensive badges, playmaker-wise, perfect, 87 lateral quickness, 86 speed. The other Devin Booker, you're looking at a card with 82 speed, 78 lateral quickness, can't get the defensive badges. He's still going to be a knockdown shooter, but this Devin Booker is literally so much better, and it's not even comparable. It's just not. Still can't get handles for days, which hurts the card. But that's where I'm going with the Devin Bookers. I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory why the other limited reward Devin Booker isn't as high as this one. I really do like this tier list so far in general, but we got to get some S tier players. Donovan Mitchell. Card I'm going to go with into B tier with, because if you do fully badge Donovan Mitchell, and if you're up against the guy that knows how to use him, he is very, very solid. Now, I will say, Donovan Mitchell, if he gets a point guard card in the next month or so, is going to be really solid. Because here's the deal. He's already got a 79 interior. I don't see that going down any. Defensively, he's going to be able to hold his own. Even though he's 6'1", he has a 6'10" wingspan with good interior. Offensively, guys, you got to remember, shifty dribble style, jump shot forward. Maybe they'll give him a quick release. Donovan Mitchell is a card that when he came out, I wish I would have jumped on the bandwagon and used him right away. I never hyped the card up too much. I wish I would have. B tier for Donovan Mitchell. Doug Collins, another one of these newer cards this season in the Season 3 rewards. 6'6", 6'9" wingspan. I think he does have the Draymond release with fundamental dribble style. 86 ball, no 80 speed ball is fine. Interior is really low. Can barely dunk. Speed's kind of low as well. Just don't think he's super good. I mean, he's okay. Doug Collins is okay, but I think C tier is the right spot for Doug Collins. Drazen Petrovic, a guy I would have had in B tier before this new mode came out. Now that the new mode's out, it's hard for me not to go A tier with him. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan, 97 3 ball, 65 driving dunk, can handle the ball, 87 speed, 89 lateral quickness. Base dribble style hurts him, but it's just a spot up shooter with Hall of Fame range, sniper, blindness, catch and shoot, and the new clutch time mode. Drazen does deserve that A tier spot. Is he as good as Clyde? No. But in the clutch time mode, you could argue Drazen's the best player at A tier. Duncan Robinson, man, he had his time for Sapphires. Like, Duncan Robinson had his time week into the game when Sapphires were usable. Look at this defense, though. I mean, if you're running this card in December, yikes. That's all I'm going to say is yikes. Dwyane Wade up next. Now, I do think Dwyane Wade is B tier, but I don't necessarily think Dwyane Wade is super good. I mean, you look at the card, 78 3 ball, 93 speed, 91 lateral quickness. I think the best attribute Dwyane Wade gives you is decent enough interior, chase down block animations, just the defensive end of the court. Offensively, he'd be a lot better if he had a better dribble style. Still slashing dribble style. Gonna get downhill, gonna be solid. Dwyane Wade's gonna have his time when he gets a point guard card. He's just not that next level good. Eddie Jones, though, is that next level good. I'm going all the way up to A tier with my man Eddie. Better on current gen than next gen, but really good on both gens. Badge-wise, pretty complete. 93 ball, 90 speed, 94 lateral quickness, 85 driving dunk. Good playmaking ability as well. A lot of people want to talk about Mikal Bridges being this, Mikal Bridges being that. What I'm going to tell you guys, though, is Eddie Jones is better than Mikal Bridges for his position. I like Mikal at the 3 just a little bit more just because of his player build. But for their positions, Eddie Jones is better than Mikal Bridges is. Eddie Jones is worth every bit of the 15,000 MT he's going for. Slash dribble style, jump shot 31, pretty smooth. Definitely an A tier caliber player. Hal Greer, on the other hand, is not an A tier caliber player. Hal Greer, yes, he can play point guard. Is he better than Collin Sexton? Yes. I'll go B tier with him because he's better than D'Lo and Collin Sexton. He's just not very good in general. You look at the card, base dribble style, that's why he's not good. If he had shifty or quick, I'd be high on Hal Greer because of that dribble style, base dribble style, and only 6'2". Hurts his value quite a bit. Next up, we do have Immanuel Quickley, another card that for his time and maybe for a day or two was solid. gotta remember when the card came out, though. Like, when this card came out, he really was solid in the perimeter stats. On the interior, obviously, he struggled a little bit. At this point, Immanuel Quickley, you're going D tier. 6'3" still is not bad, and for a budget point guard, I mean, there's worse options, but he's going to get fried like a piece of bacon on the interior. Jalen Green, a card I've never really used, but here's the thing with Jalen Green. I've used the same release with it being on quick. Jump shot 95, obviously, is the Paul release on quick. It on quick is super smooth, so I'm guessing Jalen Green's release is super smooth. Quick dribble style, can handle the ball a little bit. Offensively, he's probably solid. The problem is the defensive end of the court. Like, he's not going to be able to do anything on the defensive end of the court. And even offensively, he's pretty limited. My question to you guys is Jalen Green better than Chris Duarte? That's my question to you guys. My answer, a little bit. A little bit. Obviously, a lot of the stats don't necessarily matter too much. I think the ball handling is really what does it for me, as well as the quick dribble style for him to be that C tier. James Harden, I'm throwing into B tier. I mean, if you look at James Harden here, 6'5", 6'10" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere above the break, good speed, good lateral quickness, good defense. I mean, the problem is you can't badge him up. And that's the only problem with James Harden. If you could badge him up, he would be nearly as good as the Diamond James Harden, who is still a top tier point guard in my team. This James Harden can do no wrong. He literally can do no wrong. Looking at the badges here, looking at the stats, name a flaw in James Harden outside of interior defense. There are none. There are none. The dude can defend. He's an absolute bucket getter with his James Harden dribble style. James Harden base is pretty solid. I can't wait to just use James Harden all year long. We're going to get a point guard James Harden. We're going to get a quick release James Harden. He's going to be solid all year long, and that's something I couldn't say in past years. Jason Richardson, we're going S tier with you as well. Now, for Jason Richardson, it's a little different because he is an unlimited reward, but you can get him right now. And is he better than Dan Marley? I think he is. Hall of Fame quick for his step, catch, shoot, pogo stick, some great finishing badges. Again, the interior defense, I'd like to see a little bit higher. But the dude's solid. Jump shot 21, the same release that Eddie Jones has. I like on current gen more than on next gen. Power dribble style it's serviceable. It's fine. I wish I had J Rich on my account so I could play with him. He is a top tier shooting guard in my team. Jaylen Brown, he's another one up here with Clyde, where I guess he's really with Eddie Jones. I can't even gash Jaylen Brown that much anymore because, again, he came out in October. That's nearly 2 months ago. Jaylen Brown is still solid. He's still a solid all-around card, right? In general, he's a solid all-around card. Is he better than Eddie Jones? I think this is a debate to be had. I prefer Eddie Jones, and the reason I prefer Eddie Jones is just because I like his release better. I think it's a lot quicker. I think he's moves a little bit better on the perimeter. Now, if you like Jaylen Brown, your reasoning better be interior defense, because if it's not interior defense and strength, there's absolutely no reason to like Jaylen Brown more than Eddie Jones. But still, both those guys are very, very solid and both deserving of that A tier spot. Jim Paxson, I think, is literally worthless now. He was a day one card, and he did his thing for a day, 6'6". But this stage, 76 3 ball, 76 or 74 lateral quickness. This card stinks. Jim Paxson had his time, but at this stage, it's not his time anymore. He's F tier. JJ Redick's pretty bad as well. JJ Redick's going to do one thing on the court well, and that's shoot the ball. JJ Redick's going to shoot the ball, 6'4", 6'3" wingspan. Literally is terrible. No. He's not worthless because he can shoot the ball, but he is terrible. He is terrible. Honestly, here's what I'm gonna say. If I put Duncan Robinson, can I even put Duncan Robinson lower than JJ Redick? I don't know if I can. He's quite a bit bad. I don't know if he is. JJ Redick is going down here into worthless. I do not want to move Duncan Robinson up. No, I'm gonna do this because they can both shoot the ball. They both give you something on the court, I guess. Jordan Clarkson. Up next, nice thing about Jordan Clarkson here is the fact that Jordan Clarkson can play the point guard position, 6'4", 6'8" wingspan. Just another card on defense, though. With that interior being so low, he's going to struggle. And that interior low as well as just not being good on defense. With no defensive badges, the card is going to struggle. Yes, release-wise is fine. Shifty dribble style is nice. Throw him right in here into the Collin Sexton, D'Angelo Russell kind of threat. He might be better than these two guys, but I don't think he's enough. I'm going to throw him into B tier because he's 6'4". He's going to be way better offensively than He is. He's better than D'Angelo Russell. As much as I don't want to, he's that little bit better. Jordan Poole. You guys can hate me if you want. He's going into A tier. You guys can hate me if you want to. But as much as I have used Jordan Poole, he is so much better than Jordan Clarkson. It is not close. I don't care what the stats even say, to be honest with you. I'm going to look at him to show you guys why I believe he's better. But I don't even care what the stats say. Lateral quickness, speed's a little bit better. Interior matters quite a bit here. And honestly, he's just a better overall player. By a little bit, he's just a better overall player. Hot spots from everywhere for JP. Combine that quick dribble style. Ben McLemore release is okay on quick. If you need a point guard, Jordan Poole is a solid option. I would never run him at the 2, though. It just doesn't make sense. Julius Erving, another S tier addition. It's pretty obvious, pretty set in stone. Dr. J, it's weird because his best attribute is going to be shooting the ball. Still going to be solid enough on the defensive end of the court when you do fully badge him. The problem is he needs ankle breaker, handles for days, hyper drive, still needs unpluckable. By that time, you don't have enough to add these defensive badges. I just want a more complete Dr. J. Until we get a more complete Dr. J, I don't think he's the best shooting guard in all of 2K. We're running it down here. Kelly Oubre Jr. is not very good. I mean, as much as I love watching Kelly Oubre Jr. and in the Charlotte Hornets in general in the NBA, they got blessed the other night against with De'Aaron Fox missing those 2 free throws. But as much as I like watching the Hornets in real life, Kelly Oubre Jr. should be better than he is in this game. The problem comes with that release. Jump shot 39 with his upper is just not smooth. He's okay, though. He's not a card that if you play, you're going to literally notice him be that bad. But my question is he that much better than DeMar DeRozan? I think he's a little better. I'll put him into B tier, but I'm not super high on Kelly Oubre Jr. at all. Kevin Huerter, another card. I know DBG is going to gas this card till the end of time, but my thing is this for Kevin Huerter. 6'7", 6'7" wingspan. Okay, well, what is he doing on the defensive end of the court? Your answer is nothing. Defensively, he is terrible. Yes, I know he's got the Trae Young base on quick and shifty dribble style. You know who else has that? A lot of other players. What does he do that much better than Jalen Green? Not much. Kevin Huerter, C tier. You guys can cry too. He doesn't play any sort of defense. Klay Thompson, the best shooting guard in my team right now. I mean, it might be a while until Klay gets surpassed, but that card is so elite in my team right now. I'm not even going to pull up the stats. You guys know what Klay gets into. Kobe Bean Bryant, I still think is an A tier shooting guard in my team. I don't love Kobe Bryant anymore just because he's getting to the point where he's outdated. Getting to the point where we honestly need another Kobe. It's been over 2 months, but he's still a complete card. Plays a little bit of offense, plays a little bit of defense, complete all-around card. The next Kobe we get, which might be for Christmas, we'll either probably get a Kobe or LeBron for Christmas. Probably one of those two around Christmas time. Whichever one comes is going to be really soup. If it's Kobe, we're going to be probably looking at the best shooting guard in all of my team. Kyle Korver, he does a job. Kyle Korver is going to do one thing on the court for you, and that is shoot the ball. Outside of that, I mean, at least he's tall, but he's not very good. My thing is this. Here's kind of my argument. People don't like Kyle Korver because of his defense. Obviously, he's not going to be able to handle the ball well at all either. My thing is this, though. Jump shot 17 on quick is a good release. It is. It's a smooth release. That's it. That's all he gives you. He's going to be better on defense than Kevin Huerter. Whether you like Kyle Korver or Kevin Huerter more, it's preference. And I know a lot of people are going to hate that, but it's the truth. Latrell Sprewell, we're looking at another A-tier shooting guard with Latrell. Triple threat offline reward, who honestly is pretty solid, 6'5", 6'8" wingspan. If you got this card, added a few badges, like if you added limitless spot up, handles for days, you know, those types of badges on this Latrell card, he's good. 86 3 ball, 90 driving dunk, 84 ball, 86 ball handle, 89 speed, 88 lateral quickness. Slash dribble style does hurt the card, but does come with jump shot 4. He's just a solid card. At A tier, these cards are cards I'd be comfortable going into like unlimited with. B tier or lower, you're like, okay, a little shaky with that. And C tier, I don't want to use. And I think Lou Dort is a perfect example of a B tier card. A card that I could use in unlimited. Not the card I'm highest on, but I could use him. Only 6'3", does have a 6'8" wingspan though, but look at these defensive badges. A lot of people might be like, Ty, well, you have all these dudes at C tier that, you know, are because of their height or whatever. He's got good enough defensive badges that he can hold it down on defense, especially with the 72 interior. Jump shot 107 is fine. Slash or dribble style is not great. Ludort's a guy at the lower end of B tier, but he's B tier nonetheless. Luka Doncic, man. I wish you were better. Like, I wish Luka Doncic was better. His badges are incredible, but the card stinks. It's going to be hard for 2K to make Luka great with this release and base dribble style unless they put him at point guard. And even if they put him at point guard, he's not going to be very good. He is F tier. Marcus Smart, we're throwing into A tier. We got a lot of players in A and B tier right now. Maybe we'll move some things around here. But I do like Marcus Smart. I know his ball handle rating's a little bit low if you do want to run him at point guard. But he has a really good release. Combine that with quick dribble style. You give him a ball handle shoer coach. That's basically all he needs. Fully badge him up. Obviously, give him some of these playmaking badges that he needs. But Marcus Smart's pretty solid all the way around. Next up, Marques Johnson here. Guys, even when this dude was available, which this dude was available day one, he was very mediocre and mid, and it comes down to jump shot 8, which is just not a very good release. Fundamental dribble style, looking back at it, honestly, he probably wasn't even that bad if you did badge him up, but I'm glad I never did anything with this card. At this point, it's definitely F tier. MJ next. Is MJ better than everybody at B tier? I'd lean yes. And one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring James Harden up. You guys might disagree with that, but I do think that Amethyst James Harden does enough to be that A tier. If you look at Michael Jordan here, what he did, he really brought toughness on the defensive end of the court. That's really what he did. He's not a guy you wanted to play on the defensive end of the court. Also, pretty knocked down in the shooting wise. Again, MJ's another candidate for guys we might see near the Christmas time that could change the shooting guard position in general. Down to our last line, headlined by Michael Redd. S tier for Michael Redd. No real debate here for Michael Redd, a guy that can get it done on both ends of the court. The only downside of Michael Redd, right? You look at the guard, 97 3 ball, can dunk, can handle the ball, good speed, good lateral quickness, great shooting wise, good defense, everything. Base dribble style is it. That's the only downside to Michael Redd that I can think of. I don't even have Michael Redd, so I'm just going to say that he's not the best shooting guard in the game, not even top 5. Now, if I got Michael Redd, I might change my mind quite a bit on that. Money Mitch Richmond at this stage of my team, I think is still B tier. I mean, even with as many better shooting guards as we've gotten in this in my team at this point, I think Mitch Richmond still is a B tier shooting guard. He does enough on the offensive end of the court with the quick dribble style jump shot 22 to keep him from being any lower. Would I recommend anybody to lock in tokens for Money Bitch? No, but I don't think he's the worst option. Monta Ellis up next. Was anybody ever high on this card? That's my question. Was anybody ever like looked at Monta Ellis and were like, dang, this card is good? Base dribble shot style. Jump shot 22 is okay, but he lacks a lot, especially at 6'3" and can't play the point guard position. I'm going to put him at C tier, but he's lucky he's not any lower. Like, he would go down before he would go up. OJ Mayo up next is a card that, again, one of these recent cards that did come out at the end of November, who looks pretty solid. I will say for OJ Mayo, he's basically a J.R. Smith clone. Base dribble style hurts him. I've not used this card in my team. So for me to really give you guys an accurate representation, I can't do it with OJ Mayo. I'm going to stick him in here at C tier, right, with the Kevin Huerters of the world. Just doesn't do enough for me all the way around defensively to be any higher. I think if I had to go, it's just tough because Kevin Huerter does give you the better dribble style. It's tough between those two guys. Paul Arizin up next, I think does enough to put him in B tier. To start off with Paul, okay, he has one of the best releases in all of 2K. That's just to start it off. Combine that 6'4" at the point guard position with shifty dribble style is super nice. The downside to Paul, you're probably wondering, well, he has 4 bad spots and needs a lot. You give him clamps, quick first step, handles for days, probably sniper at limitless spot. If you give him all of those badges, you're looking at probably an A tier player. But who's doing all that to get Paul Arizin to be a little bit better? Probably not many of you. Still, even without adding any extra badges, I think he is a B tier option. Ray Allen is a tough one. This is the first one where I haven't said, oh my gosh, a no-brainer, a S tier. Here's the deal for Ray Allen, and here's why I'm not that high on Ray Allen. Let's start with this slasher dribble style, okay? Just start with that slasher dribble style at 6'5". All of his shooting, all of his badges are shooting-wise, but it's like he's so much worse than Michael Redd in my opinion, and that's the hard part. I think Michael Redd is so much better than Ray Allen. I do think Ray Allen is S tier, but I think he's at the very end of the list. Michael Redd is so much better than Ray Allen, even with that base dribble style. Ray's okay. If you have Ray Allen and you love him because of that release and his shooting badges, that's awesome. But I don't think he's by any means that good. Richard Hamilton, a no-brainer A-tier player. No-brainer is he A-tier. I know a lot of you guys hate on Richard Hamilton for no reason, but there's really no reason to hate on this card. As a complete player, he is one of the best shooting guards in all of my team. Still probably a top 10 complete shooting guard in my team. Can get it done on both ends of the court. The only thing you can say negatively about this card is his dribble style and his release is not the quickest. Other than that, Richard Hamilton is a very, very solid option. Richie Guerin, for this stage of my team, I'm going to go C tier. He had his time, though. Like, Richie had his time early on in 2K, coming from domination, and he was solid. An all-around decent 2-guard in my team. Problem is, defensively, again, no clamps hurt the card. Quick dribble style, jump shot 4. He's a card I had for a while, I used for a while, and I've got cooked by Richie plenty of times. Ron Boone, I'm going to go B tier for this stage. One thing I do like about Ron Boone is he can still play the point guard position. The problem is I just prefer guys like a Jordan Poole to Ron Boone at this stage of my team. 91 speed, 84 3 ball, good speed with ball, good lateral quickness. 40 interior at 6'2" is really what does it for me in Ron Boone. Yes, quick dribble style is nice, but it's not nice enough for me to put him any higher than B tier. Scary Terry. Card I actually played against, I think, yesterday, and I was just licking my chops knowing he is 6'1". Very similar stat-wise to Ron Boone. The problem is defensively, he is worse, and he has base dribble style. He's D tier. Terry Rozier is not very good in my team. Getting near the end here, Troy Daniels is a card from the Mystic set at 6'4", who honestly, offensively, shooting-wise, is pretty solid. Jump shot 31 with all these shooting badges is pretty solid, but we got to remember, he's only 6'4". I got to go D tier with him because at the end of the day, 6'4", pretty bad defender. Just not very good as an overall card. Walter Davis is not bad in my team, though. This card, I didn't do a gameplay of him. I'm not super high on him, but he's not bad. Only thing he really lacks is, first of all, his interior, but the second thing is hot spots from the three-point line. Other than that, has clamps, has quick first steps, shooting-wise, has catch and shoot, has the Trace McGrady base, or the Trey Burke base. You know, slasher dribble style is not great, but Walter Davis is fine. I mean, he is fine to run, especially with Sniper if you do badge him up. He's a card that I think a lot of people will have success with. I don't think he's an A-tier caliber player, though. A guy I do think is A-tier caliber. Our last card today is Zach LaVine. I'm not the highest on Zach LaVine. Some people swear by this card, but I do like him enough to put him into A tier. Well, why is he over Walter Davis? Well, the big thing is quick dribble style. He's going to be able to make plays for you. He's just going to be a way better offensive talent. That's really why I like Zach LaVine just a little bit more than Walter Davis. Again, I don't swear by Zach LaVine, but I think he is that step above Walter Davis. So this is what the final tier list looks like. We got 7 players into S tier, which I think is good. If I was to move one player up, it honestly would probably be Clyde Drexler. That's probably the guy I would move up. If I was to move one player out of S tier, it would be Ray Allen. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. Here's the tier list in general that you guys can kind of see for yourselves here in seeing who's in F tier. But overall, the shooting guard position, we're going to see a lot of small forwards like Jimmy Butler. Even we need a new Vince Carter, but even Vince Carter on the small forward list that I still think of as top shooting guards in my team. But let me know your top shooting guards in all of my team down below in the comments. Who was I too high on? Who was I too low on? Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.